for facility field or facility use for custodial services or trash service. As we know, particularly field events, we can have a lot of trash buildup, and in talent, really, if there's a lot of foot traffic, that can cause a need for an extra cleaning. So that is not currently built into our fee schedule, and just looking for feedback about what makes sense there.
Yeah, I think we definitely should charge a fee. I can check with Dave Mellon what an extra emptying fee would cost.
Okay, great.
That way we can build it into the price.
And I think there ought to be a different fee if the trash is left in the dumpster versus on the field.
Would it be, so here's my question, would it be for certain events? Would it be for certain number of hours? Would it be for certain?
I think it would have to be for tournaments, I would think, in general.
Tournaments in general? What about like, comedy nights or something big in talent? Is that?
I to be honest, I haven't seen it be a problem except for
Tournaments.
the tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just my own experience. I don't
Right.
monitor the dumpsters often.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be a non-profit tournament or for-profit tournament? Because right now the fee schedule would just be for-profit, right?
Correct.
Well, it's also for nonprofits that are not community-based, or not Litchfield-based.
Right.
So would that cover a tournament we're talking about?
Yeah, like the tournament last year was a private baseball club that had a tournament. It was a Memorial Day weekend.
I think it ought to be the same regardless of the organization. If we gotta pay to have the dumpster emptied, doesn't matter who put the trash in there, right? Who generated it. And if trash is left on the field, which happens, I don't care if it's a profit or non-profit organization.
Mike, what happens on like soccer jamboree? That generates more trash than a jamboree.
Yeah, well, you mean everything's cleaned up, we put it all in the dumpster at that point.
Does it usually fit? It's not usually.
Yeah, it's usually not a problem. Before the dumpsters, we'd actually bring it over to the transfer station and go from there. So, but yeah, with the dumpster there now, there's enough room for everything. Usually we make sure it's. I think we have to make sure it's even cleaned out. Usually it's pretty empty before we go into that tournament weekend. So.
I feel like trash hasn't really been an issue since we've had the.
No, the only issue with trash is the fact that you gotta
empty the.
Yeah, you have to have someone on the trash barrels to empty out the trash barrels. Trying to find someone from the organizations to do that, and it's the organizations maintaining that. It's tough for the organizations because people don't want to, but someone ends up doing it. Someone from the organizations end up doing it, so it's just the way it goes. But yeah, at Sawmill, it's not been a problem for the Halloween Jamboree at all.
Okay.
So is that something we just put in to the sign-up sheet and just like put a clause in there? If you leave it, we're gonna assess a fine or assess a fee to pick up trash?
Here's the problem though. When an organization leaves it, it's not rec that usually has to deal with it. It's baseball or
it's another organization.
Right. Generally speaking, it's me for the baseball fields, and it's probably Mike for Sawmill or Brian, and it's Judy a lot of times at Roy Memorial. So
Yeah, so I'm just wondering if there's a clause, right, we can assess it to the right person. So if you came in after the fact, shot a picture of it, shot the little QR code, right, sent it in, hey, this is how I got the fields.
yeah,
It just, because I would imagine as we set up this fee schedule, more often than not, it's gonna be for profit that we'd be assessing the fee for, not the not-for-profit that we may have an issue with.
right.
I don't know why you would, just because it's a non-profit, if they leave the field a mess,
Yeah, I agree.
they leave the field a mess and they ought to,
Right, which is why I think
Clean it
we have
up.
a clause just to cover ourselves.
But the problem, like with Roy Memorial, the tough part about that place is that
Who left it?
who left it? Because there's so many different organizations down there. you don't know if it's the school, you don't know if it's Plex, you don't know if it's, you know, LGSL or,
You only know for the big events, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's when you know, like, but during the week,
Yeah.
you have no idea, like,
I think it's, maybe for now, we just leave it the way it was. Maybe we don't enter a fee, but monitor this a little closer this year and just see how it goes.
I mean, my only thing is if you know there's a large, like, you know, if there's a large softball tournament, right? That's gonna require, you actually have to, they actually need to pick up, they actually need a special pickup at Dara to get it empty so it can handle the trash for the rest of the week after that, right? That's part of the issue, right? It's like, it's not the trash generated during the tournament, it's the trash, now you have it full for the entire week, and now you have nowhere to put it for the rest of the week. I mean, that's always been, from what I remember, the issue down there, right? The one at Sawmill, that's at the end of the year. It's like done. Like, there's no one coming in after that to like use it, so it's like it gets emptied on a normal schedule. There's no one jamming it full. But if like there was a tournament, like, you know, during the middle of the season, and then you're not emptying out that thing until the next Friday, now you're starting to run into a backup. And that's usually
What do they pick it up a couple times a month? I don't even know.
I have no idea.
I'm not sure.
But the cost comes in per pickup, right? It's not a weight.
I don't know.
No,
see,
it's like contracted,
Yeah,
so
it's
they do so many
contracted. Yeah.
pickups a year.
and I don't know, like, I don't know. At one point it was every other week. I don't know if it's every week now. It might be every week.
Yeah.
It's a smaller dumpster now than it used to be, isn't it?
At Dara, I'm not sure.
Or did we just get the same size at a lower price? I forget what changed there.
I don't recall that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Right, so if it's on contract, then
Right.
to add in the additional pickup would be where the cost is, right? I guess figure out what that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we just put it in the thing that if an extra pickup is needed, it's X amount of dollars, you know?
Yes, but I'm thinking of your point about how do you assign responsibility.
One, two.
Like, you mean, the thing in the middle you could do is leave it out this year and monitor it like this upcoming year, right? If there are tournaments or whatever, see what it's like, right? And then after that, after closely monitoring it with the tournaments, say, okay, these are the results, you know, something after every tournament, we're ending up having to add in an extra pickup. Or maybe we don't, depending on what it is, right? And then you say, okay, next year you come back and revisit the policy and say, you know, we need to add this on because after watching this closely for a year, this is the determination. Every time we have this happens, so it's gonna be part of the fee.
I can say this, I have been, like, the point to Dave Mellon.
Yep.
And nobody's asked me for an extra pickup.
Okay.
Yet.
Alright.
You know, was it full when I put a couple extra bags? Yeah, and I had to stuff it down, but it wasn't like, you know, then the next day it was picked up, so it wasn't overflowing for 2 weeks or something like that, so it may be a non-issue.
Okay, so folks are good to monitor this year.
Yeah.
Let me move then though to talent, which may be a bit easier because we've had instances where we had to clean afterwards, or sometimes we cleaned before too, because we knew it was just not in the shape that should be pre-event. That one's probably more on us, but the after an event, we have the capability to add on like an hour, right? Ask for an additional hour of cleaning or whatever. Would that be something for town hall events? That might make sense. You know, check the bathroom. We've had issues of things not being stocked after an event. Adding in a hour or two of custodial services might.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I think it's.
Okay. All right, so we'll add that for the town hall requests, but yeah, it should cover it. Okay. All right, those are all the questions I had at this time. I'll come back now with a draft for us to review. And then we can get in it further before we take next steps to actually update it.
Yeah.
Good. All right, thank you. One other note on old business, the Town Academy session was canceled, just not enough registrants for it. We were about halfway to where we needed to be, so unfortunately that did not occur. Are there other agenda items folks would like to add this evening? All right, I have one and then a couple administrative pieces. Our next meeting is the last one of kind of our commission year, as it's town meeting day, and then we'll turn over and elect new officers after that. Town is just reviewing kind of our current appointees and wanted to kind of run through it, make sure it aligns with folks' recollection for yourself, and just to have us think about where we might have some openings going forward. So myself, I am through 2026. Andy, you're through 27. Judy and Mike Bosky are the two that are up next year. So Judy's indicated she will continue, just not as secretary. Mike,
No, I thought she said she was done.
she says,
Like she was just going to be maybe an alternate. I thought she said she was otherwise going to be done.
okay, maybe it's the alternate piece I was thinking of.
Yeah. I
Okay.
thought that's what she had said.
Okay, so we'll poke more on that one with Judy.
Yeah, find out what she wants to do.
And Mike Bosky has told us that he will be
Shoving
heading
off.
out. So we'll talk more about that next time. But that will be a full membership open. And Chris is good through 27. Jeff, you're through 27 as well. Steve Weber is through 27 as an alternate. And Justin, you're through 27 as well. So, and you were currently an alternate, so there is an opening for regular membership, so that's something to consider for us to come back to for you.
Maybe 2 openings. Depends on Judy.
It does, yep. All right, so all those dates line up with people's recollection?
Sure.
All right. The next, moving into emails, so Justin, I think you're taking March.
Yep.
I don't have the full list in front of me. Does anyone recall who has April?
I'm not sure.
All right. Well, we've got the next month covered in that case, so we're good
We got a
there.
month to
Thank you,
figure it
Justin. That's right. All right, yes, next meeting is on town meeting day, election day, March 11th, and then the 25th. All right, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you and good night.